I thought to myself that that's not the way we can leave things. We have to kind of keep it going, but I didn't want to do the same thing all over again. That wouldn't make any sense. So, well, the idea was to crack that abstract space open and to throw them into a more realistic setting. There's a whole change of the way the camera works and the way the acting works.
It was a little bit different.
It was thrown into reality, it was thrown into life, and now has to adapt to life like we all know it, and not only his own reality he lived in before.
In the rainy days, they've been discussing the topics, and in the aftermath, they were like the cause of the topics. They have actively done the things that, or like things that weren't as good as opposed to in the rainy days where they have just talked about it. So their complete role has changed into an active thing from their discussion or from the topic that is being discussed in the movie. So you have a completely different character which has the same origin but now a different role and is actively contributing to the plot.
Don't think, just talk. Like everyone else. It's going to be fine.
Yay!
Hi, I'm Dana.
My name is Tobias.
I'm Luca, I'm 17, and my role is the dude who got broken up with. Yeah.
My name is Julian. I played the role of a person I don't remember the name of. I merely spoke his lines.
I played a prostitute.
I got into acting because of Ben, who asked me to make a movie with him about Batman. It was a story that he has written for himself and then tried to do it into a movie, an own short movie.
The Batman movie that never came out and never will come out.
And that was like the first step. And since then I stuck around and I'm here right now and it's nice.
I got into acting by joining a theater club at our school through my math teacher, and then I had a friend there who filmed his own movies and he asked me to participate in it.
The shooting experience here is always pleasant. You have a lot of nice people around you, everyone's trying to give their best and make it work.
It was quite fun.
There wasn't a problem that you couldn't work around.
I believe it was so much fun because it was my first shooting experience with him, and overall it was one of my first shooting experiences, so it was just a lot to take in and a lot new situations you needed to adapt to, and yeah, I really liked it so far.
It's always planned out almost perfectly, or not perfectly, but
Well, it was a little bit disorganized.
people were forgetting their lines.
Being in that suit with your whole body covered up with cloth and the mask, and being on an attic where it's dark, you can't see, and the hot air is kind of, it can't get out. So I almost fainted once while shooting that episode, but apart from that, I'm glad to do that for the show.
The director wanted to have a very, very, very specific voice I needed to use, and it was so extremely complicated just getting it right. I believe we sat there for like at least 2 hours to get it right.
Oh, so that's what you're looking for.
As well, also interesting because normally I have to speak when I act,
I just voiced the characters.
and to not be able to speak was something new I had to experience, and I did, and yeah, the other people were amazing as well, helped me through it.
We were sitting in the back of a car when we shot the scene, if you can call it that. It was fun because I made a fool of myself screaming in the back of a car randomly while passerbys would stand aside and look at the car. Overall it was quite fun.
And why don't you just shut up?
It was really different to act out thoughts rather than emotions.
I think that you can say the same for almost all of us from the crew, that the more you work, the more experience you have, the more projects you're involved with, you get a lot of experience. You get a lot of okay, I can do this, I can do that, I gotta improve on this, and you see it in the movies afterwards. If you're looking at the first project and then on our latest, it's a big difference, and we all progress.
It was very interesting to see how everything went on, and it just was like a picture that got drawn. Every second I was there, it got better and deeper in meaning.
They all stand out in their particular way. I love all my actors. You have to love your actors. It's for the brief moment of, I don't know, let's say 3 hours in which you're shooting with them, you have to fall in love with them. You have to love no one more than those actors. They're the center of everything. They are your life in that moment. And in the end, you look through the camera and you see them being a manifestation of a thought you once had, and that is something incredibly beautiful.
Please turn it off. What's that you're listening to anyway?
Forgive me for trying to be aware.
That's bullshit.
No, I agree with him. I know them. They're really good.
Really?
Yeah, I know them too.
It's a great band. I love it. I listen to it every evening, and I think his guitar player of the band is quite sexy.
Obviously, it is some form of self-promotion to put the songs into the series, but most of the time they are used with a certain intention. I'm gagged by your morality, I'm slacked by your maturity, I'm raped by my legitimacy.
Regarding the band, I'm really curious how it's going to and how they are going to present themselves forward, because we didn't get that much from them till now. So yeah, I believe they have great potential. But yeah, let's see what they're going to do next.
We are working on the EP, and there will be 6 songs on it.
It's just a cult at this point. Hello, my name is Leenen. I'm the Lord of Everything.
He's definitely something.
My opinion on the director is that he's a really smart and artful individual who never once, I think, stopped to not say something.
I don't want to say what I'm saying because more people listen. I want more people to listen because of what I'm saying.
He's very confronting. And to be honest, I really appreciate that about him, because in my opinion, art is growing very dull at the moment, so we need those artists who have the faith in themselves and who are brave enough to push boundaries.
Other people would describe him probably as weird, but like they would describe me as weird too. So I just figured we can be friends, and I think we are.
Either you like him or you don't like him.
I like him.
I really enjoy watching his videos for the meaning, and at times just for entertainment, to look for the meaning behind it. But on the other side, I can also understand if the projects and films may seem very disturbing.
I would definitely agree to a certain extent that my art can be viewed as disturbing or, It obviously depends on the perspective you have. If you have a very, very good knowledge about the art world and what happened and what was produced, you will find that it's not very special at all, that there are a lot of artists who do much more extreme work than I could ever do. But the goal is to disturb, not in the way that I want to have people have nightmares or want them to actually have some sort of mental damage from what I do, but I want them to be disturbed in their peace, because I state the thesis that their piece is based on false convictions, and therefore I want them to reevaluate that.
The stories are always interesting or have like a twist in them that makes them interesting, and they're not just bland and unoriginal. They're always something new, and I like that.
It shows a different type of way you can go over a breakup, or in generally like experiences, whether they be traumatic or not.
We had the white guy who tried to be respectful in a naive and stupid kind of way.
I think the stories which are written by Ben is something that, as I said earlier, I'm not able to comprehend or like to understand the deeper meanings instantly, but I think that everything has something that is going on in them, and it's worth watching and it's worth seeing. It's like art. You're not really seeing it when you're first watching it, but if you look into it deeper, you see that there's a meaning, that there's a deeper a meaning that is being discussed.
I know that he has a message in it, and that it's quite intelligent.
I never really want to talk about that too much because I don't think the fact that I created the series gives me an extra authority of interpreting it that other people don't have.
You could see he has one fixed idea he wanted to portray, and if you didn't get it like he wanted to, at times it was hard to understand what he really saw in a specific scene or in a specific prompt, dialogue, whatever. So he's a very... He's a perfectionist, you could say, and although I appreciate that because you can see it in his art as well.
It's something that is very detailed, and you need a lot of different perspectives or a lot of information to understand what is going on, what is being discussed, and what is like the real purpose of it. And that is something that I'm seeing in the movies or in the stories that are being told here. And that's what I really like the most, because it's unique. It's not something that you see every day.
I think this one scene where like the camera pans over between the trees and the sunset and the bird, yeah, that was the most interesting.
I need to admit I don't know the deeper message all the time, but I believe you can definitely feel that there is a deeper message. So you can't really just watch one episode and think to yourself, oh, what a piece of shit. So you need to watch the whole series to really understand the depth.
In the end, every person that I can invent for a show, for a video, even what I am right now is an invented person. And that is always a perspective of oneself. I am looking at myself in different fragments when I'm doing a show. Every word of every character that is spoken, or maybe a smirk, a smile, a tear, whatever, that is all a part of me that I'm looking at from another perspective. And one could hope that other people look at it and maybe also see a fragment of themselves and trying to analyze that fragment in order to understand themselves better. And I do think if we are able to be more conscious of ourselves, then we can have a more peaceful social life in general. Have fun. Birthday. Feed animals in the zoo, and later a movie too, and then home.